Hey guys, I'm Amy and you've landed on Bella's Bargains. That's my cow Effingham, and sometimes he co-hosts with me. He's got a lot to say. This channel is Dollar Tree and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1.25, people. So stick around, consider subscribing, and don't forget to give me that big thumbs up. And if you want to know more about the 4 uploads I do every week, just check out the description box for more information. Enjoy! When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Well, let it be. Let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Hey guys, welcome to Bella's Bargains. My name is Amy. So in case you're new here because you stumbled onto my channel because of the challenge, you should know I start every video with a song. No nasty words, please just sing along, because now you'll be singing Let It Be all day long. Trust me, I'm on a Beatles kick right now. All my besties know. All right, so today I come to you with a challenge video. This one's really different for me because I am a Dollar Tree channel. I mean, like, everything I do is Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. Crafts, hauls, food tastings, and all of my supplies are Dollar Tree. My paint, my glue guns, my sticks, everything is Dollar Tree, except for today. This is a one-off because today I'm doing the Thrift Flip Challenge. Let me just show you who's putting this on. Hold on, iPad, open up, please. Okay, so today it's time for a Thrift Flip Road Trip Open Challenge. What? Yes. Okay. By the way, 3 of my all-time favorite channels. First of all, Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. Unicorn Dust Designs is like phenomenal crafter. If you guys don't follow her, you should. She is extraordinarily talented, as is Indiana Jones. I said it right that time. It's so hard to say that. Indiana Jones, very clever name. And then the Crafting Cousins, who are also, these are all 3 really, really, really good crafters. And so I'm super excited to join this challenge today. However, it meant I had to step outside of my comfort zone. I had to go to a thrift store. Not that I don't love them, because I do. And I had to buy something to flip, which I did. And so today I have 2 thrift flips for you. I didn't really flip them. Like, they're still same side up. So anyway, by the way, Beanie, it's raining in Arizona and cold. I know, never happens, but it does. And I didn't want to do my hair. Come on, ladies. You know, you get me. Okay, so this is that Thrift Flip Challenge. Again, let's just thank the host. By the way, their channels will be linked down below in my description box, as well as the playlist for this. And it is just, it's like super fun to do something different like this. So these are the 3 channels. They'll all be linked down below. And I encourage you, please go see the entire playlist. Tell everybody Amy from Bella's Bargains sent you. All my besties, you know who you are. All right, so I am in love with the 2 crafts that I did for you today. Like, oh. So I've recently retired and I'm really coming into my own in the crafting because I'm not as rushed now, so I can take my time. So it was really fun to do this because, like I said, it wasn't Dollar Tree. This is outside of that. However, everything that I used to do these flips was Dollar Tree 100%. Okay, so let's just show you because I'm so excited to show you. This is all my Easter stuff behind me that I did this season. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is, oops, I'm dropping stuff. This was a box that I found at a thrift store. It was super cute. It was very rust colored. It was a floral box. It had come with florals in it because it said so on the tag on the bottom. I knew it was a floral box. But I bought it And I totally sort of vintaged it and put some rub-ons on it just to give it a little character. Oh my gosh, all the elements of this box were there and they were screaming, upscale, upscale, make me pretty again. So we did. So I took this, I sanded it. Why am I telling you? How about I show you? Watch this. All right, so here's the box. And I mean, it's just an ugly sort of rust color. So I had to unscrew all of the metal elements, had 4 little feet, the 2 little side handles, and the front decorative piece. So I took all those off, and then I just sanded it down because I just want to rough it up a little bit because I'm going to add some color to this just to give it a little more dimension when I whitewash it, sort of. Okay, so just sanding it down, cleaning it up, and then I'm going to take a wipey and wipe all the sawdust off of it just to give it a clean base for what I'm going to do to it. So those are glass wipes, by the way. They're not baby wipes. I love them. They work amazing, and I get like 100 in a tub for $1.25. So, okay, so this is an olive green color paint. It's actually a Martha Stewart paint that I found at a Dollar Tree. And I'm doing this because I want to add like multiple, like 3 different colors into this because it just helps give you sort of a vintage look and some dimension to the piece. I thought the olive green went really well with that rust color, and so I'm just doing random blotches of it because I'm going to sand some of it back through and it'll come through my whitewash of my eggnog color. So this is eggnog, and I'm really just doing a heavy whitewash on it. So we're still going to see that rust come through. We're going to see that green sort of come through as darker spots underneath that white, which is exactly what I want. So I actually went through and whitewashed it kind of heavy like twice because that rust was so dark. So I did go back through and put like a second coat on it. But I still, when I'm all done, you can see that rust come through, and the green just sort of shows up like as dark blotches behind the white. But then once I sand it, we'll see some of that green come back through. But before I sand it, I'm going to take these rub-ons from the Dollar Tree. And these are like, they're almost like on a wax paper, and they're just an ink rub-on. And so they rub on really, really, really light, which is perfect. So it's not a heavy print on there. It's just a very light ink print, which is what I was going for. So it worked out perfect. So I'm just going to put random floral rub-ons, basically, is what I'm putting on here. And I put them all over, almost sort of shabby chic-ish. That's shabby chic-ish, there's a word. So I put them all over. I cut numerous ones out. Again, I was really mostly doing florals on there and just sort of randomly put them all over all 4 sides of the box. So once I have the rub-ons on all over it, I'm not going to show you me rubbing them all on because it took a little bit of time. But I do cover all 4 sides. And now once I have all 4 sides with just this very shabby chic looking sort of rub-ons on there, I start sanding and see how that rust comes back through. We still have the eggnog color on the top, and then that olive just pokes through a couple of places. It's a nice marrying of colors. Then I take shoe polish and I'm going to go over my edges. I really want to vintage it up, and the shoe polish takes that eggnog and gives it such a vintage worn sort of covering on it. It just, now it looks like an old antique box. And then once I put the metal elements back on, which I went over them with shoe polish just to bring the brassiness down a little bit, sort of to match the vintage feel that it now has with all those colors and the rub-ons and the sanding and all that. And then I'm going to put them back on the box. Thankfully, I didn't lose any of the little tiny screws, but I'm pretty sure I got a blister in my hand screwing them back in there. But this was what initially attracted me to this little piece because of all of the metal hardware on it, which, I mean, I think I paid $1.75 for this, and it was well worth it just for those. But I love how this came out, and what looked like sort of this boring fall-colored box is now kind of cool looking.
So once I get all those back on it, now I'm going to take some pool noodles and put them inside of it. Just going to cut some. Pool noodles do work great for throwing florals into, pushing into. Glue them onto the bottom, 2 sections of it. And then again, I'm going to use my favorite go-to, which is the coconut liner. These are planting liners. They sell them in the spring. They're there now at Dollar Tree. Here's what I love about them. They're not messy. And I say this every time I use it. And the coloring on this was absolutely perfect, right? It's sort of a rust woodsy color. And now I'm picking out very almost fall colors, but they're spring flowers. So sticking with sort of the corals and the oranges and the yellows. But I want you guys to take note is that on all of these florals, I did not use the leaves that came with it. So a lot of times when you're getting picks from the Dollar Tree, the leaves will look really cheap, but the blooms themselves look pretty good. So I won't use the leaves, I'll just pull the leaves off. So I did a nice mixture here of corals, yellows, some greeneries, and I love those sort of light green berries. And in the end, I think it's a beautiful mixture, and I love this piece. I hope you like it as well.
Honestly, not that difficult, right? So here's the thing about crafting, especially when you're going to do a thrift flip. Now, I could take a piece of furniture and switch it over. We could totally redo something, but I love to find those golden little nuggets that they're already there. It's like the girl in high school that just needs a makeover. It's kind of like that. So that's what this was. And it looks so much better now. It's so on trend. It's so cool. And I loved using these rub-ons from the Dollar Tree. They're very light. Like you get just the hint of the rub-on. It's so cool, so cool. And can I go over again? Just the layering of the paint takes your projects in a completely different direction. So it was the rust, I added some of the green, then we sort of whitewashed it with that eggnog and white paint, and then just sanded some of it down. And so you're just seeing hints of that green come through and that rust with that overlay of sort of the off-white. And then these florals. So let's talk about the florals, because florals can go in so many directions. These are very fall colors, by the way, but I don't know that this is screaming fall because we've thrown some of these green elements in it and the yellows that are more springy. So it's just, I really like this piece. I think it came out really cool. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not giving it away. I give all my crafts away, but not this one. Okay, but the next one I'm gonna show you is probably one of my all-time favorite crafts that I've done. And it's just so adorable. And it's such a simple design, but it's just perfect. So it's this, like, are you in love? Because I am. Well, excuse me, but I think you've got my chair. Yeah, there you go. All right, so this was an ugly, and I mean an ugly brown varnished piece of doll chair is what it was. So let me show you how it started, and then we'll come back to this. Here is this cute little like doll chair. It was $3.49, but I got it half off. And then it had this piece of wood hammered onto it for the seat, and that wasn't going to work for what I want to do, so I removed that. And it's like, it's got like a varnish, glossy cover on the stained wood.
and I'm removing the nails right here. And I want to sand that down so that I can do some distressing and painting on this. And so I have a vision of making it look like this really old piece of furniture that's been around for hundreds of years. So I've got to get some paint on it. And what I'm wiping it down. I've sanded. I'm gonna wipe it down. There's still some varnish on it. Didn't really care. That's gonna add to helping me when I'm pulling some of the paint off of it after I paint it, if that makes sense. So this is Misty Blue Acrylology Dollar Tree paint, and I love this color. I think of it more like a periwinkle, like that crayon periwinkle color. But I'm gonna paint the whole chair in a very light coat. You can see there's still some wood shining through. Don't care. That's fine. I'm just a light coat. And now I've got Elmer's glue, but my glue had like separated. In the end, this all worked to my advantage because I was going to do a crackle effect. It didn't end up really doing a very good crackle effect, but enough to get sort of the results that I want. So I'm just going to paint the glue all over, and then I'm going to use the paints that I have there on the screen are white and eggnog. And these two colors I'm going to plop on my thing and just simultaneously swipe through them and paint them on so that I'm not getting one specific color. I'm just getting sort of this mixture of the two colors and right over the paint. And I'm going to do this on the entire chair. So it takes a little bit of time because you got to turn and then Elmer's glue and then paint. And then this is the final, is from above doing the top layers of everything. So final Elmer's glue and paint. And so I don't let the Elmer's glue dry, by the way. I'm like putting it on and then just painting over it. There's no white in this glue though because it's separated. So it's like more glycerin. I think that's the right stuff. Anyway, doesn't matter, it worked. And so I'm just gonna put the final coat on the top there. Again, this is that white and eggnog sort of mix. I really like this color. It's like it brings it to like this off-white but light beige, I don't know, and you get dimension because you're mixing the colors but not fully mixing them, so you'll get more white in some areas and more of the eggnog in other areas, which is perfect, exactly what I want. So after this dries, now I'm going to start sanding, and look at that, see chunks come off? That's where they're still varnished, which is perfect because it just gives me this, like I said, this chair has been around for hundreds of years, and now the paint's been chipping off, and it was wood and it was blue and now it's white, and it's just like, so I love this. I think it's such a great effect. The chair already looks a thousand times better. So I'm just going to keep sanding and getting it to where I want. And by the way, on some of the areas I did add a little Mod Podge just to hold it down because I didn't want to all peel off, right? And then these are just little pieces that I've cut off of signs because I've got to get across on the seat area so that I can do some weaving. And so these two little, they're just MDF sticks, but they're going to work just fine, right? Nobody's actually going to sit on this. So I'm going to paint those with that same thing, that white and eggnog, just a light coat on those, let them dry, and then I'm going to wood glue them down to the seat. So now I have 4 sides in the seat area where I can weave. So I'm going to take nautical rope. I only end up using one bundle, not even the whole thing. But I'm going to separate it, so it's going to be 3 strings after I pull it all apart. And now I'm going to start doing a crisscross weave on this thing. It's sort of hard to explain how I do it, but I'm gluing it under the one corner and I'm wrapping around. Got to get it to glue down. And I'm like wrapping around the corner, so on one side and then go in and wrap on the other side. Basically what I do is just an under-over weave on this whole thing. So once it's got it in the corner, then I'm going to go to the other corner and I go under, over, under, over. And then I'm going to go to the next side, under, over, under, over. And I played around a little bit with this. I think I actually take this off and start all over. Because I wanted to make sure that I was just doing under, over, under, over. And if you just do under, over, whether you're going over string or under wood, it works. And so what I'm trying to do is end up with a space in the center of my chair. I'm going to put a little pot in there, right? So I needed to weave this so that there was an open space in the center. So this is the best way, to start on the outside and weave towards the inside. And so once I do under, over, under, over, under, over, I go back over to the other corner. Now we're going to just start repeating, and we're weaving with the ropes that have already come across. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. You guys just play with it. If you do anything like this, you'd have to find a chair like this first, right? That's what we love about thrift flips. Will I ever find something like that? I don't know. Okay, so once I go around, and what's going to end up happening is my corners are all going to be weaved, but the center sections on all 4 sides will not be. And so all I do is I just weave each side individually. So I think I end up with, I go around 3 times on the corners. So I end up with 3 strands on each side. And then I'm going to individually weave each side, leaving the center section. I hope that makes sense. Like here, there you go, 3. Now I'm adding another piece of rope, and all I did was untwist, twist in the new piece of rope so I didn't have a knot, and put some hot glue. So, and I'm going to put some tape on the end of mine, because now I'm going to do each side. We're on the final 3 across, sorry. Okay, now I'm going to do each side. And look at that, where I joined the 2 ropes together is perfect. So all I'm going to do my sides is, again, it's under, over, under, over, under, over, but I'm not going to go across. I'm going to stay on each side. So it's going to just weave these 3 on one side and then go back through. Watch this. Go back. See? So I'm going to fill in all 3 sides like this, and it'll leave an open space in the center, which is exactly what I'm after, because that's where I'm going to put my terracotta pot full of beautiful florals, right? On each side, I end up with 11 loops. So there was 3, 3, so I'm weaving 5 times on each side. And then once I get one side done, I just come out and weave over to the other side. You just play with this, and it doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's just an illusion of a seat weave, basically. Here I'm going to put tape on it because I got tired of trying to pull that through. So I put some tape on the end of my rope, which made it much easier for weaving here. Okay, so I'm going to finish that up. I'm going to end up, all 3 sides are going to be weaved, and there's going to be a hole in the middle, leaving exactly what I envisioned. So I'm going to take this, and now once I'm all done, this is pretty thick. Even though I deconstructed a thing of nautical rope, it's still pretty thick. And it's got a lot of wispies, right? It's like the jute twine where there's just a lot of wispies. There, I'm counting. It's 11. And now I'm going to come over to the other side. So once I get it all done and I have all 4 of my sides done, and I glue off my end, and I just glue it off because it's not, nobody's actually ever going to sit on this, right? So gluing off my ends works fine, FYI. Then I'm going to have to take a lighter and burn off some of the wispies. But you got to be really careful because this stuff will poof. So I was just ready. I had water nearby and a lung full of air to blow out the flames. Here's where I'm just gluing off the end. That's all I have to do. I don't need to worry about anything else. I didn't want any knots or anything to deal with. But look, you guys, look how great that looks. See, I've got all 4 of my sides have a seat weave around them, and I've got the center portion right there. So I'm going to burn it. There we go. Get rid of those wispies. And it's like poof down. But you do have to do that because it just looked kind of unfinished until you do that. And then I'm going to move on to my terracotta pot. I'm going to take pool noodle, glue that in there because that's going to be my base. It just works so much better than greenery because it holds your greeneries. And of course, this is my coconut plant liner that I love to use instead of Spanish moss because it's a lot less messy. And now I'm just going to take picks that I like in this. I was really going for sort of the green, a lighter green, very airy, very summery. And because I have the off-white and the white and that blue shining through, I'm just trying to keep with just the lighter, brighter, so not like a dark green. I went for the lighter branches. So this first one I put in, it's got a great big flower. I just put it to the back because the big flower was going to be too much. Now I'm adding in a little bit of lavender color, and I'm just going to fill it in how I see fit, and that's going to be personal choice on florals, on anything like this. And I just start adding the stuff in. I love this piece. I think it's so cute. It will be displayed in my home. And I went through and was just picking picks that had different elements of greenery. Purple and yellow, of course, I really like. I think it accented the hint of the blue that was coming through. I purposely did not use blue florals because I was trying not to make that was just like a hint of blue, right? And then once I'm done and getting my florals in there, I think it looks really cute. And then I backed away from it and I was like, oh, I think it needs something more. I added another little purple flower in the front and then these other little smaller yellow florals that were just the right size and everything. So I'm thinking it looks really good, and then I was like, oh, I need to pop a little bit of brown into the arrangement because the color of the nauticals. So this is just a little bird, and it's done, and I love it. Yes, you can do this also. So I love this. And I want to talk again just about a few things about layering paint, because layering paint is super important. And I'm loving this whole age, been sitting around for 100 years. Like that's totally what it looks like. My parents were antique dealers and we used to strip furniture on the weekends. And when you strip furniture, you get this sort of look every once in a while. Or if you buy that's peeling my hair. If you buy an old piece of furniture, it's like been painted and repainted and painted and painted, and then paint is starting to wear off, especially if there was a varnish underneath, because the varnish doesn't go away, which is why I sanded the beginning of that, because I'm just sanding some of that varnish off. But can you see the hint of that blue, which did you not love that color? So let's talk about this. So taking this, sanding some of the varnish off, not all of it, putting that blue on it because I want that to be my undertone, and then that glue, so I didn't get my crackle effect, but I got my bubbling old effect, right? My glue had separated. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you guys. When you start a craft, honestly, finish your vision, go all the way through with it, because it's probably going to come out better than you thought it. It's like kids. Anyway, I love this, but there's a few things. So see the weaving on the chair here? I tried in my voiceover to say it was like over under, but it is that simple. So you start at a corner, you go over, and then you go under, and then you go across, and you go over, and then you go under, and then you go across, and then you just continue that. And so what it did was it did the corners. And so just by leaving, let me go into this. So I weaved and then didn't keep going across, and then I just weaved individually on the sides. It's so cool. It looks so cool. So little terracotta pot, but I want to talk about this little number right here, because after I put my florals in, I thought it was so adorable. I was like, should I put a sign on it? Should I do whatever? But I knew somehow I wanted to pull more of this natural color in. And so that little wood cutout, do you see what a balance that is of color? So I have this natural tone here, and the chair is all painted up. We've got a little bit of it seeping through here, but popping that in there really finished off the look. And these are Dollar Tree florals, both these projects, Dollar Tree florals. And listen, if you hunt right at Dollar Tree, you can find amazing, amazing florals. Okay, those are my two crafts for you today. I hope you loved them. This would be my favorite, the little doll chair.
Well, excuse me. See, that song's now stuck in my head. Not Let It Be, but excuse me, but I think you got my chair. No, that one's not taken, I don't mind if you sit there. Do you know the song? Or straight. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much for joining me today for my thrift flip. Out of the comfort box for me, but I really liked it. I want to do more of these. For all my besties, you're like going, what? What do you mean that craft didn't come from Dollar Tree? No, it didn't. Goodwill. Anyway, I love them. Tell me down below which one was your favorite. And please, if you enjoyed any part of this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing. But if you could just hitch a ride and give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. And don't forget to leave a comment down below because all traffic on the channel helps. And please, now go down to my description box. Go visit our 3 hosts. That's Unicorn Dust Designs, Indiana Jones, and the Crafting Cousins. All 3 of them phenomenal crafters. You will enjoy their channels. And then go visit the playlist. All right, everybody. Have a great day, a great week, and a great life. And from your singing crafter, when you go to the Dollar Tree, just let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Because sometimes you'll find deals and sometimes you won't. But happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.